Hi, everybody, and welcome back to our Straight to the Point webinar. My name is Dallin Garrison, and I am our Kansas City admissions counselor for our undergraduate admissions office. Tonight, I do have a special guest with me. I'm going to bring her up on the screen. Her name is Emily Kiter. She is our administrative specialist for financial aid scholarships in our veteran services. Tonight, in tonight's episode, we're going to do a quick recap of some things we talked about before. I'm going to have Emily talk about financial aid. I'll talk about your student paying their tuition bill, and then we're going to touch on some scholarships that we've mentioned before. So to go ahead and get tonight's episode started, I'm going to have Emily kick us off with financial aid.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Dallin, for having me. I'm very excited to be here. Like she said, yep, I am in the financial aid office, and we're just going to go over some very, very basic information about financial aid. So the first thing that we always like to tell students is, how do you apply for financial aid? Like, why is this important? Financial aid is most of the time what gets you through school. So we always recommend the students complete the FAFSA. So for this upcoming school year, it is the 23-24 FAFSA. So the FAFSA here at ESU is considered a header school. And so our FAFSA they go from the summer to the fall and then to the spring. So we always recommend filling those out. And that's where we would recommend starting. You can do that on studentaid.gov. All the instructions are there, and you can always, at the end, our contact information will be available. You can reach out to our office for questions on that. Another component about this is once your FAFSA is completed, we will receive all that information in our office within like 3 to 6 business days. Then we'll process it in our system. And if everything looks good to go, then we're going to send you an email stating that you have a financial aid offer on your account. If we find there's some information missing, we'll send you an email about that and gather that information as needed. A really, really, really important component of financial aid communication is having your student check their email. Their student email is going to be their primary communication source that we use to communicate before classes start or even in further years as they go on. Let's see, what's next? So financial aid awards. So once we receive your FAFSA, we package your aid, then we give you a financial aid offer. What is a financial aid offer? A financial aid offer is what you are eligible for in federal aid. So federal aid, there's different grants that you could be eligible for or loans that you could be eligible for. And it'll just depend on all of the information that you put on the FAFSA, what you can receive. So once we have that taken care of and your financial aid package is complete, you'll then go to Hornet 365. So on Hornet 365 in the student section, you go to the My Financial Center tab, or Financial Center and then My Financial Aid. I always get those flipped around. And then once you're on there, you go to the Award Offer tab, and that's where you can view your financial aid offer. You can also accept, modify, or decline the loan offers that are on there. That is the spot to go to complete that. So once you accept it, there's going to be a notification that pops up that say, hey, you need to complete these terms and conditions, like accept them on ESU side. It's basically saying that you accepted the loan and that we will pay out the loan. It's a really super simple click and accept it. Then once all that is completed, we will be in the process of dispersing. So here at ESU, we have this really cool thing where we're able to disperse before classes begin. So that starts as early as 10 days before classes begin. So this upcoming semester, this fall, the classes start on the 21st. So the first day that we begin dispersing or paying out financial aid is August 11th. So once we disperse your aid from our office, we have the funds from the government. We send that over to the cashier's office. The cashier's office are the ones who apply that aid to whatever bill you have on your account. Any remaining amount comes to you as a refund. And then the refunds can come to you in 2 different ways. The first way is a direct deposit, which can be set up on Hornet 365, or you can contact the cashier's office and they will gladly help you with that. Or if you prefer not to do that, we can mail you the refund check. The cashier's office can mail you the refund check to the primary address that you have on file. And then that's just a very, very, very broad overview of some financial aid information that we want you to know. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to us. Our phone number is 620-341-5453, or you can email us at finaid@emporia.edu, so FINAID@emporia.edu, or you're welcome to come visit us, Plum Hall 103, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out.
All right. Thank you, Emily, for talking about financial aid. As Emily mentioned, their number, their email, all of this information is going to be on our landing page after the webinar is over, so feel free to check that out. All the information for financial aid is also on our website. So as important as it is to accept those financial aid offers and get that ready for the upcoming school year, I'm also going to touch on paying for your students' tuition or your student paying their tuition because it's hard to believe that summer is almost over and school is literally just around the corner. If your student hasn't told you yet, the tuition bills have gone out. So those are available to be paid now. So for your student to check on their tuition, what they're going to have to do is they're going to have to log into their student account center. And as Emily mentioned, all of your students' information is going to go to their student email. We talked about this in the last webinar, but it's very important that your student is checking their student email regularly. This is not going to be their personal email. It's going to be an Emporia State email that they have where all their information will go. So they can check that email for their tuition statement. And then, like I said, log into that student account center to look at the payments and what that is. You're going to find the student account center on Hornet 365. You can access that website through emporia.edu. Once you get there, you'll go to the account center and then you'll scroll down to the financial center. And that's where your student will log into their account. So in the financial center, that's going to include their bills for tuition, their course fees, the campus activity fees, their room fees if they're living on campus, all of those super important things. So then when it comes to how to pay, you're also going to do that in the student account center. So the student account center, if you're seeing, is very important for your student to log in, check that regularly. So they can view their bill and they can set up a direct deposit that way. So there's a couple options to pay. One of those is setting up that payment plan, which you can do in the student account center. You can also set up the direct deposit in the account center as well. You can make a payment through the mail by sending a check. You can make a payment online by using a card, or you can come into campus to pay that bill as well. Let's see here. So I just wanted to let you know as well that there is a $50 administrative fee if the bill is not paid in full or you do not have a payment plan set up by the first week of classes. So it's very important for your students to know that first week of class, you either need to have that bill completely paid off or set up that payment plan. And then, like I said, you can do all of that in the student account center, or you can contact the cashier's office. And then Emily actually just let me know the 5th day of classes specifically is when you want to have those payments in so your students are not charged a late fee. And then I'm going to go ahead and give you the information for the cashier's office. That way, if you have some specific questions about your student's payment, you can reach out to them, and as well, that's going to be on our landing page. Their number is 620-341-5135, or you can email them at cashier@emporia.edu. And I just want to remind you as well, I don't know if I mentioned this, you are allowed to pay your student's tuition payment, but your student has to grant you permission. Since they are over 18 now, it's up to the student to give you that access, and all of that can also be done in the student account center. All right, so as we move on from talking about paying for tuition and financial aid, the last topic I'm going to cover is our scholarships. So these scholarships that I'm going to cover are ones that I personally have talked about many times. It's going to be our GPA only scholarship, and our presidential scholarship. And the reason that these scholarships are so important to the undergraduate admissions office is because we actually are the ones that give out these scholarships to your students. It's based solely on their GPA and their ACT score. So before I touch on exactly what the scholarships are, this is a reminder to have your student send in their official transcript. We cannot award these scholarships without that transcript. And once they get that sent in, we can put it on their account. There's a few ways to send in their transcript. They can send it electronically, so email that to transcript@emporia.edu or request it through Parchment. The link to Parchment is going to be on our landing page. You can have their transcript faxed over to us at 620-341-5599, or you can have it physically mailed to us at 1 Kellogg Circle, Campus Box 4034, Emporia, Kansas 66801. And again, all of this information will be on our website, so you don't have to write it all down right now. And just a reminder, for that transcript to be official, it cannot come from the student. So if the student was to email me their transcript from their personal email or email it to us, it's unofficial. So just make sure they're having the school send it or you're doing it through Parchment. All right, and just a reminder of what those scholarships are. The GPA only scholarship, your student is going to be awarded that if they have a 3.0 GPA or above. It's on a sliding scale, so the higher the GPA, the more money we can give them. And then the presidential scholarship also starts out at a 3.0 GPA and a 21 ACT score. And the higher the ACT score and the higher the GPA, the more money we can give them. One of the cool things about the presidential scholarship is it is a reoccurring scholarship. As long as they meet the requirements, they'll get that for 4 years. So just a reminder, have your student send in that official transcript so we can get those awarded. If your student does have questions about their transcripts or maybe why they haven't gotten the scholarship yet, have them reach out to our office and we can look into their account. So just some closing thoughts before I let you all go tonight. It is not too late for your student to apply to Emporia State. If you're watching and your student is still on the edge, have them apply. Our application is still free. They can go in and apply. There might still be some scholarships out there that we can award your student, and we can help them set up an enrollment appointment. We don't have any official enrollment days left, but we can help your student enroll virtually online, or we can set up a personalized appointment for them to come to campus. Check out our campus and get everything finished up. So again, I just want to say thank you, Emily, for joining me tonight in the webinar. I believe that is all I have for you guys. Check out our landing page to see all of this information, links to important topics, and different departments you can reach out in. But if you have any questions, feel free to reach out, and thank you everyone for joining.